What's going on, good people? Good evening. Well, no, I guess it's technically still afternoon. It is 4:28 my time, so I guess it's technically still afternoon. All right. So y'all let me know in the chat room if y'all can hear me. We can get this thing started. Yeah, y'all let me know y'all can hear me. We can get this party started. All right. Is that my boy Lamar Brand TV in the building? What's going on, my guy? Man, where you been, bro? It's good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, but one of y'all let me know y'all can hear me. He said loud and clear. All right, appreciate it. Sandy, Lamont Brand TV, Neil Gigi, what's going on? Stephen has H, hey, dear, what's going on? Roller Mal, Miss Didi, what's going on? What's going on? Queen Wallace, the one that sent me this story. How you doing, dear? Joel Sullivan, hey, what's going on? And I think that's pretty much it right now. All right, thank y'all for joining. Thank you. All right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal with this one. It's crazy. Crazy as always. We talk a lot about over here about the social services, need to bring awareness the failures that's going on and how the system is broken with the social services. But now you got to even say yourself, when the social services get this bad, when they get involved, then yes, they really need to be looking into something. And it's always something that I always been preaching, when people make these false narratives, how CPS comes getting involved in your life. And I get it, it pisses a lot of people off. I get it, especially when it comes to social media. People love calling CPS on people, which I really don't get that. If it's a roast session, then just leave it at a roast session. Why we gotta involve people, kids and shit up in it? I don't get that. But you just got people on YouTube that actually will call CPS on people. And I just be like, wow, that's crazy when you got to go that far. Right? That is real crazy. So which brings us to this story we're about to talk about right now. So let's get right into it. All right, so you got a couple here. I'm assuming it's a married couple. You have Brian Morrow and Mia Morrow. All right, Morrow. Which probably it's Morrow. It's Morrow because you put a T-O, it'd be tomorrow. So I'm assuming it's Morrow. All right. What's going on with these two guys? What's going on with these two? They killed their 8-year-old son. And the reason why, because they were sick of CPS being called on them. In all the stories I've done, you think you'd have heard the worst, but when you do another one, it seems like that one is worse than the other one. Amen. They tired because they tired of CPS being called on them. That's a good one, Sarah. I like that. Brian Moron and Mia Moron. I'm gonna try to use that for the rest of the show. Again, I know people don't like CPS being called or whatnot. I get it, especially if it's a false accusation. But a lot of people don't like CPS being called at all. I think me personally, under certain circumstances, maybe they should be called. So I guess it all depends on how you look at it. But however, though, I will say this before getting into the story. If you being called, a CPS being called to you like that, then that means something ain't right. Something just ain't right. Like Keith Swift says, something just ain't right. Okay, and there must have been a lot of stuff people are seeing, including maybe the schools, or maybe that's who been calling on y'all. Maybe the daycare or the schools, wherever your children have been, but it costs them for somebody to keep calling CPS on y'all because something just ain't right or something y'all been doing. All right. However, if it was constantly false calls every time they made the call, then I'm not riding with that. But why would you kill your son because CPS being called on y'all? If y'all got evidence that you not doing anything wrong, then I don't see no need to kill that child. But something tells me this got something to do with more CPS. Without even reading the story, something tells me that they probably get ready to lose this boy. So instead of them losing the boy to the CPS social services, I believe they got rid of him. I don't think it had anything to do with CPS calling them. I think they got called so much they probably get ready to lose him. And that's why they killed him. Oh, and I want y'all to understand this too. How about this? We got another story that the child was autistic. Here go another one. I told y'all, when it comes to children with special needs, for some reason, these grown ass folk be bullying them. And it comes from home. They be bullying these children because of their special needs. All right? And not only that, they be gaining unnecessary benefits from them. They get benefit. They use these children for benefit because they really don't give a damn about them. They use it for benefits. So I'm assuming if they would have lost a child, 9 times out of 10, they probably would have lost any benefits that probably came with it. If they was getting benefits. But I'm pretty much sure they probably was getting benefits. Some kind of benefits, I'm almost certain. Okay? But this got to be one of the craziest ones I'm doing right here. You kid them because CPS kind of getting involved. That's some crazy shit right there. You know, we're going to get right into it right now. But I got to wait till this ad get through playing. Then we'll get right into it. And I don't know how long this ad is. Okay, hold on. Whoa. All right, let me bring it up on the screen for y'all. And let's have a listen to all this foolery that's going on, all right? If y'all don't mind, get a thumbs up for your boy. And let's have a listen.
Year-old St. Joseph boy's death caused by caregiver neglect and ruled a homicide. That's new information from recently obtained court documents. The boy's parents even pulled their son out of a learning center because they were tired of having CPS called on them. WSBT 22's Paige Barnes is at the live desk tonight. Paige, records show the boy weighed only 31 pounds at the time of his death.
And his mother told police her severely autistic son wouldn't eat or drink and had been going, quote, downhill leading up to his death. The St. Joseph mother, who along with her husband are charged with the murder of their 8-year-old son, admits she should have taken him to the ER sooner. Mia Morrow, according to court documents, says he was having
You admit you should have took to the ER after you killed him. What kind of shit is that? After you killed him, now you want to say I should have took to the ER. Yeah, Sarah, you're right. Brian Moron and Mia Moron. Absolutely.
breathing problems leading up to his death. He died May 2nd in their house. Records show Mia and her husband, Brian Morrow, waited until the next day to tell anyone about their son's death. It was the grandmother who ended up calling 911. Mia Morrow told police she didn't want to, quote, let go, and that's why she didn't call police. Brian Morrow told investigators he...
You didn't want to let go of the child or you didn't want to let go of the benefits? Which one was it? She didn't want to let go. You didn't want to let go of the child or you didn't want to let go of the benefits? Which one is it?
wanted Mia to have time with the boy. When police arrived at the house in the 700 block of Columbia Avenue, they found the 8-year-old dead on the couch. During their interview with Mia, she says she was investigated by CPS several times for what she describes as unfounded reasons. The parents stopped taking their son to the Logan Autism Learning Center because she was, quote, sick of them calling CPS on them. Documents show Brian's daughter told police the 8-year-old was usually kept in the bedroom. She says Brian and Mia didn't want to deal with their son because he smelled like urine and described him as, quote, so skinny you could put your finger around his arms. In a statement from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, they write, MDHHS is strongly committed to protecting the safety and well-being of all children. Court records show employees at the Logan Center were concerned with how many times the boy threw up in a day. The Logan Center told WSBT it has no comment on the case. Mia and Brian Morrow are also charged with possessing meth and another psychedelic substance. They tested positive for meth the day after their son's death. At the live desk, I'm Paige Barnes, WSBT 22 News.
Yep.
15 minutes.
Why I'm not surprised drugs involved. Why I'm not surprised. Drugs involved, all right? Yeah. Okay, so they didn't want to deal with him or whatnot, but y'all the one who created him, but you didn't want to deal with him. All right, and there ain't nobody fault but yours. The reason the people at the daycare was calling CPS on y'all because of the boy the way he was looking. And y'all say he was so skinny you could wrap your finger around him. Ooh, man, I can imagine how they look right there. I can only imagine how they look. Okay. Then after the fact, yeah, like you want to care for him, you want to spend time with him and shit like that. Just some horrible, horrible individuals. Horrible individuals. And he was kept in the room all the time. All right. So again, like I say, when it comes to these children with autism, or any kind of disability, these sucker motherfuckers be having these children but don't want to deal with them. Don't want to deal with them. As if the child has asked to be the way it is when it's born. And that's further from the truth. But but people like them punishing them for their disability or their special needs. And for that right there, I have no sympathy for whatever happens to them. None whatsoever. All right? None whatsoever. You taking them to school where I guess he gets some kind of help or learning accessibilities to cope with what he have. But, because y'all kind of got CPS get called on y'all, and y'all feel like y'all should remove from the school. But again, we all know what's going on. We heard the keyword myth. The keyword myth. It is drugs involved, myth. And that's probably another reason why they want to deal with them. They probably was high as fuck all damn day. It's probably another reason why they want to deal with them, because they were high as hell. All day and every day. But again, you got all these resources where you can take your child somewhere where they can be cared for, but instead of doing that, you want to kill them. And that's why I said when I started the video, you say you want to let go. You don't want to let go of him, or you don't want to let go of the benefits. Which one was it? Which, after hearing that last part, I believe it's the benefit. Whatever benefits they was getting off of him, that's what they didn't want to let go. All right. What's this say right here? What's this talking about? Let's see what this talking about, guys.
An 8-year-old St. Joseph boy's death caused by caregiver neglect and ruled a homicide. That's new information from recently obtained court documents.
I just played that.
The boy's parents even pulled their son out of a learning at the time of his death.
And his
I already played that. Okay, so then he played it again. All right. So it says in St. Joseph, Michigan. This is out of Michigan, and it says a 8-year-old Michigan boy's death caused by caregiver neglect. A brutal homicide is new information from recently obtained court documents. The boy parents pulled their son out of a learning center because they were tired of having CPS called on them. Excuse me. Official said. Records show the boy weighed only 31 pounds at the time of his death. His mother told police her severely autistic son wouldn't eat or drink and had been going downhill leading up to his death. The St. Joseph couple is charged with the murder of the 8-year-old son. The child's mother admits she should have taken him to the ER sooner. Yeah, really. Mia Moron, according to the court documents, says he was having breathing problems leading up to his death on May the 2nd in their house. Records show Mia and her husband, Brian Moron, waited until the next day to tell anyone about their son's death. It was a grandmother who ended up calling 911. Mia Moron told police she didn't want to let go, and that's why she didn't call the police. Brian Moron told investigators he wanted Mia to have time with the boy. It's a sick motherfuckers. These are sick son of a bitches right here. These are sick son of a bitches. You got to be a sick, sadistic freak to kid or child and say, I want to keep the body here because I want to spend time with him. What the fuck? Wow. But again, remember the key word we heard at the end, guys. That myth. They was on that myth. They were high as fuck. High as fuck probably all day and every day. And y'all don't need me to do these stories to tell you this. I mean, we got this going on across the globe where people is choosing drugs over their children. They choosing drugs over their children. So we really don't need the news to tell us that. We see it in everyday living. We see it in everyday living. And I guarantee you, push come and shove, if they had to sell this boy for some drugs, they probably would have. They probably would have. When police arrived at the house, they found the 8-year-old dead on the couch, according to documents. During the interview with Mia, she said she was investigated by CPS several times for what she described as unfounded reasons. Ma'am, you was being investigated because them school probably kept calling y'all, man, because their boy probably looked a hot mess. Their boy looked a hot mess. That's why they kept calling. Their boy looked a hot mess. The parents stopped taking their son to the Logan Autism Learning Center because she was sick of them calling CPS on them. Documents show Brian's daughter, who used to live with the Monroes, thank God she ain't there no more, because I was concerned about her. But here we are. She used to live with the Morons. Told police the 8-year-old was usually kept in his bedroom. So I wonder how old the daughter is. I might have to play it again because I don't remember they said the daughter age or not. So they probably lost the daughter. And if that is correct, then that's why they killed this boy, because they finna get ready to lose him. They stopped taking their son to Logan Autism Learning Center because she was sick of them calling CPS on them. Documents show Brian's daughter, who used to live with the Morons, told police the 8-year-old was usually kept in his bedroom. She said Brian and Mia didn't want to deal with their son because he smelled like urine, because they wasn't changing him. They were letting him piss on himself, okay? And described him as so skinny you could put your finger around his arms. That because the motherfuckers wanted to feed him. They were starving him out. So I don't believe he wouldn't eat. I believe they starved him out. That's what I believe. She said Brian and Mia didn't want to deal with their son because he smelled like urine, and described him as so skinny you could put your finger around his arms. Brian's daughter said the 8-year-old broke the bottom of the bedroom door so he could stick his hand out. She believed the Morons were using meth. He was being caged in his room and he broke the door because he was trying to get out. That boy was hungry. He was hungry. Y'all wasn't feeding him. Y'all wasn't giving him no water. So he just started just pissing and shitting on himself because the way y'all was treating him. Y'all had the boy locked up like some kind of savage animal or something. All right. So he wouldn't eat because y'all wasn't feeding him. All right. Just because he autistic doesn't mean he don't get hungry. Just because he autistic doesn't mean he don't get thirsty. Y'all some assholes. Y'all some assholes. Everything y'all get, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Brian's daughter said 8-year-old, okay, I already read that. In a statement from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, officials said MDHHS is strongly committed to protecting the safety of and well-being of all children. Court records show employees at the Logan Center were concerned with how many times the boy threw up in a day. That's another reason that's probably another reason why they was calling CPS. All right, this boy was malnutritioned. The Logan Center told WSBT heads don't comment on the case. Mia and Brian Moron are also charged with possessing meth and another psychedelic substance. They tested positive for meth the day after their son's death. Mm-hmm. 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 So let me analyze this real quick. And I'm almost sure as this story goes deeper, we're going to find out that they did lose the daughter. The daughter may be a minor, and they did lose the daughter. And probably for this same reason right here, because they high as fuck. Getting high as fuck all damn day. All right? And I'm curious about what this other psychedelic drug they was on doing with meth. And I can imagine the liver conditions and everything. So they were getting benefits with this boy, which I'm almost certain they was. Then we all know where the money was going straight to. We all know where the money was going straight to. So again, I'm gonna say this: I don't think CPS had anything to do with them killing this boy. My honest, true belief is they were finna ready to lose him, and whatever benefit they were getting, they finna lose that too. So they killed him, tried to keep his body around for a while, so they could continue to collect money on his death. Excuse me, that's what I think. That's what I think. So I don't think it got nothing to do with CPS being called on them at all. Not at all. Let me play this again. Let me see. Did they say anything about how old the daughter was?
An 8-year-old St. Joseph boy's death caused by caregiver neglect and ruled a homicide. That's new information from recently obtained court documents. The boy's parents even pulled their son out of a learning center because they were tired of having CPS called on them. WSBT 22's Paige Barnes is at the live desk tonight. Paige, records show the boy weighed only 31 pounds at the time of his death.
And his mother told police her severely autistic son wouldn't eat or drink and had been going, quote, downhill leading up to his death. The St. Joseph mother, who along with her husband are charged with the murder of their 8-year-old son, admits she should have taken him to the ER sooner. Mia Morrow, according to court documents, says he was having breathing problems leading up to his death. He died May 2nd in their house. Records show Mia and her husband, Brian Morrow, waited until the next day to tell anyone about their son's death. It was the grandmother who ended up calling 911. Mia Morrow told police she didn't want to, quote, let go, and that's why she didn't call police. Brian Morrow told investigators he wanted Mia to have time with the boy. When police arrived at the house in the 700 block of Columbia Avenue, they found the 8-year-old dead on the couch. During their interview with Mia, she says she was investigated by CPS several times for what she describes as unfounded reasons. The parents stopped taking their son to the Logan Autism Learning Center because she was, quote, sick of them calling CPS on them. Documents show Brian's daughter told police the 8-year-old was usually kept in the bedroom. She says Brian and Mia didn't want to deal with their son because he smelled like urine and described him as, quote, so skinny you could put your finger around his arms. In a statement from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, they write, MDHHS is strongly committed to protecting the safety and well-being of all children. Court records show employees at the Logan Center were concerned with how many times the boy threw up in a day. The Logan Center told WSBT it has no comment on the case. Mia and Brian Morrow are also charged with possessing meth and another psychedelic substance. They tested positive for meth the day after their son's death. At the live desk, I'm Paige Barnes, WSBT 22 News.
15 minutes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an article in my face that's going into a little deeper detail of this situation. And it also tells us what's the psychedelic drug that they was on. All right. So let me see if I can get this thing to pronounce it. Oops.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Excuse me, the what?
Dimethyltryptamine.
Dimethyltryptamine. I can't, that's a long, these medication words, Jesus Christ.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Dimethyltryptamine. I'm going to try to keep saying it, okay. Hold on, let me do it one more time.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Dimethyltryptamine. And they sound like some powerful shit. They do. But here's the type of drug that it is. It is a naturally occurring tryptamine is a natural occurring tryptamine whose psychoactive properties have been used in religious ceremonies for centuries and is also used as a recreational drug in the UK and USA. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's what it says. Let me look over here. Let's see some more. Oh, what the hell this is. Shit. I mean, the word itself, though. Jesus Christ. The word itself, though. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it again.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Somebody said it. Okay, DMT. Thank you, Nicole. I just say DMT. That's a long ass word. This shit sound powerful. All right, that's a long ass word. All right. All right. So here it goes. If we go in deeper to this rabbit hole, it says a married couple in Michigan was arrested after the autistic 8-year-old son, who police say was severely emancipated, was found dead last month. Brian Moron is 41, and his wife, Mia Moron, is 34, were taken to custody Wednesday with one count each of first-degree murder, possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, I can say that, and possession of a controlled substance, DMT. I'll say DMT. I'm not gonna keep saying that shit. I'm not gonna say all that. Jail's record reviewed by Law and Crime Show. And it goes on to say that according to a report from the Kalamazoo CBS, officers with the St. Joseph Department of Public Safety at approximately 1 p.m. on May 3rd responded to a call about a dead child at a home in the 700 block of Columbia Avenue. Upon arriving at the residence, first responders reportedly found a deceased 8-year-old boy laid out on a couch. The child reportedly appeared to have been dead for some time and was extremely thin for his age. In subsequent interviews with investigators, the boy's parents allegedly revealed several disturbing details surrounding the circumstances of their son's death. Mia Moron reportedly told investigators that her son was severely autistic and had been going downhill prior to his death. She claimed that he had been refused to eat or drink anything, which is why he weighed only 31 pounds when he died. The boy's mother further stated she noticed her son was suffering from breathing problems just prior to his death and even admitted that she and her husband should have taken him to the emergency room the previous day. Even more disturbingly, the parents reportedly confirmed their son had actually died the previous day, but they chose not to call authorities or tell anyone else about his death. It was the boy's grandmother who reportedly came to the house and discovered the child dead on the living room couch before calling 911. They asked why they did not contact authorities sooner. Mia Moron reportedly told investigators that she did not want to let go of her son. Her husband reportedly said that he wanted to allow his wife some time with their son before the police came. Later that day, Brian and Mia both reportedly tested positive for meth. Investigators also reportedly learned that Child Protective Services had previously investigated the couple multiple times over their treatment of their son. See? That's why y'all being called on, because the boy looked a hot mess. He looked a hot mess. That's why they was calling on y'all, because that boy looked a hot mess. I can imagine what he looked like. In fact, despite the boy's behavior allegedly have gone down here, the couple pulled him out of local autism learning center in Benton Harbor. Mia Moron told investigators that they stopped sending him to the facility because they were sick of them calling. There we go. There we go. It was the school, so I was right. It was the school that kept on calling because, one, they kept saying he was throwing up. For one. Two, the boy probably just looked a hot fucking mess. That's all there is to it. He just looked a hot fucking mess. And how skinny they talking about he was, like I said, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine how that boy looked. Court records also reviewed by the television station reportedly showed that staff at the Logan Center were particularly concerned with the number of times the child threw up on a daily basis. Additionally, investigators spoke to Brian's daughter, who reportedly used to live with the Morons and their son. The girl, whose name and age were not reported, so yes, she is a minor, because they're not going to do that. Reportedly told police that Mia and Brian didn't like to deal with their son because he smelled like urine and would often lock the 8-year-old boy in his bedroom. She reportedly described the child as so skinny you could put your fingers around his arms. The daughter also told investigators that she suspected Brian and Mia were both using methamphetamine. Or was she, well, maybe she's not a minor. Maybe she's not. I don't know. When reached for additional details on the case, the St. Joseph Department of Public Safety directed law and crime to Berrien County Prosecutor's Office. The prosecutor's office did not immediately respond to messages from law and crime. All right, this is law and crime. Law and crime is on it. So the psychedelic med they was on is DMT. It's DMT. All right. And again, what I read earlier, as a psychoactive properties that have been used for religious ceremonies for centuries and is also used as a recreational drug in the UK and the USA. All right. It is a substituted tryptamine. Did I say that right? That occurs in many plants and animals, including human beings, and which is both a derivative. I think I said a derivative, and a structural analog of tryptamine, and is used as a recreational psychedelic drug and prepared by various cultures for a ritual purpose as an entheogen. All right. Well, whatever it is, it had them high as fuck. I know that. Whatever it is, it's high as fuck. Because it's a spirit molecule when we are born, dream, and die. It occurs naturally in our bodies. DMT has helped cure Lindsay Lohan of substance abuse. These people are just crap balls. It was doing something to them because they was taking it. And apparently it didn't cure them. It didn't cure them for whatever the hell they had going on. These folks sick. And shit, look at that picture. They probably was high as fuck right there. It probably was. But nevertheless, I think we all can agree about these two. These two are a piece of shit. Unless somebody think different, these two are a piece of shit. All right? I'm going to say this again one more time for people who wonder what I think. I believe they lost that girl because she used to stay with him. And I believe they finna get ready to lose him. All right? So, that's why he died. Because this is the first time I'd ever heard a story that CPS being called on them, and in order for them to rectify the situation, you're going to kill the child. This is the first time I've heard it. It may be more stories out there like this, but this is the first time I heard some shit like this. You killed a child because CPS being called on you, so you're going to punish your child because people calling CPS on you. Which, for what we're reading, they did the right thing because the boy was not being treated fair. Y'all wasn't feeding him, y'all wasn't doing shit. And also made me want to question too, was y'all giving him any methamphetamines and shit? It made me curious about that too. Was y'all giving some of that shit to him? But I guess we have to wait till an autopsy report come out to see if they find anything in their system. We have to wait for the autopsy report. So if it does come out and say they had some in their system, I won't be surprised. You heard it here first. I would not be surprised at all. At all. They just terrible people. Just terrible people. Just terrible people. What some of y'all be saying? The devil is at work. He's at work. 24/7. 24/7. Well, guys, again, another story, another tragic story. Doesn't make any sense. It's always a wish it's something that we can do, but unfortunately, there's nothing that we really can do. To keep people like them off the street, there's nothing we really do unless the system really start making an example out of these folks. You'll probably see a change of venue then. unless they really, really, really start making an example out of these folks. And I guess we'll start to see a change. But in that though, we still gonna get what we're gonna get when we talk about assholes like these two. All right. So with that being said, I thank y'all for joining me, and y'all stay tuned for the update on this story and more. This is gonna come along. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me drop this in y'all ear. For those of you who saw my story I did about the boy drowning in Charlotte, if you go back to the comment section of that video, you will see that his sister has came in the comment section. Somebody who's claimed to be his said that's his sister. I mean, yeah, she said she's the sister of him, and she actually says his name in the comment section. I don't know if that's his nickname or that's his real name. But she came to the comment section and said, hey, this is my little brother that died. And she said, I love you. I guess his name is Born or Borne, B-O-R-N-E. However she pronounced it. I told her, you know, please email me. I would like to talk to you. And she did reach out to me last night. I haven't heard anything else from her as of right now. But whenever she responds back, and she want to come talk, be on the lookout for the interview about what really went on with that boy and how he ended up dying. All right. So you go back to that video about the one I did about the Charlotte child drowning. You're going to see the sister in the comment section. And can't wait to talk to her and see what she got to say or what's really going on. All right. Anyway, guys, y'all take care of yourself and each other, and I will see y'all next time. All right? Y'all be safe out there. Peace out.